choose just the usable stuff and choose the stuff that you like, that you are like, oh, that's cool. Like, don't settle for okay moments. When you're hearing something, you should see it. So if there are lyrics talking about a certain thing and you have footage that coincides with that, put them together and it's going to communicate more. Big thing, especially for music videos for amateurs that are going into like, how the hell do I do this video thing? When in doubt, cut on the beat and you'll be okay. Hey, quick question before we get started. Would you like to win a free piece of clothing from Snowman Films and a 30-minute chat about your creative journey with me? I know that I would love to connect with you, and I know that I would have loved to talk with somebody who had experienced a similar path when I was getting started. So let's make it happen. Here's what you need to do. Subscribe to the Conversations with Creators podcast, rate and review, and share it in just 5 easy steps. First, write a review on your preferred podcasting platform and rate it. 5 stars for good karma. Then, screenshot your review and share it on social media, tagging Snowman Films. Each month, I'll select one random winner to receive a free piece of clothing from our store and a 30-minute virtual coaching call with me. Again, subscribe, write a review, rate the show, screenshot that review, share it on social media, tagging Snowman Films, and get entered into a drawing for that one-on-one virtual session with me and some free swag. Thank you so much for taking the time to leave me a review. I really appreciate you, and I'm excited to see you in our one-on-one virtual call soon. Now, let's dive into today's episode. So the big question is this: how are creators like us, who aren't built for the 9-to-5, for the people who put their passion before them being comfortable, how do we turn that passion into a living that pays the bills and a life that we love? That is the question. This podcast will give you the answers. My name is Noah Mittman, and welcome to Conversations with Creators.
I was showing a whole bunch of behind-the-scenes videos, and one of these behind-the-scenes videos was created by our guest, Noah Mittman, and you got to just go back and check it out. Yeah. But during this shoot, anytime like I would get like anytime I had Noah on a shoot with me, so he's out in Denver, and I was like feeling frustrated, I'm like, things are just not going right, somebody's late, we're waiting, whatever, things happen. I'd be like, Noah, do a backflip, and he would just do a backflip. So on this shoot we had, at the time it was a badass camera. It's still a badass camera, but they've gone farther and bigger by now. Stop that. But we took the camera, put some dirt on Noah, and well, this is what we came up with. Oh, God. Yeah,
it's the superhero pose for me.
Seriously, the way he landed is just like,
if you watch carefully, about 2 seconds in, you can pinpoint the exact moment I would have fallen flat on my face, trying to do the same thing, just right down,
right,
ass over tea kettle.
Same. But he was always a champ, and played along with my, no, just backflip, man. Well, yeah, he's like, okay, I got you.
Do a barrel roll.
Just do it anywhere. He would just do it. But throughout the years, actually, as I was like closing down my production company and moving to Louisiana, right around that time, he was starting his own production company called Snowman Films. And I just want to show you his reel that he gave us. It's really, really, really good. I actually, man, I'm proud of Noah. So I'm so proud of you, man.
Whether you're an entrepreneur, a business owner, or an individual, we know you have a story to tell. At Snowman Films, we specialize in cinematic storytelling. We don't just make videos. We craft compelling and captivating stories that connect with your audience. We take the time to truly understand your goals and vision for your project. Whether you need a promotional ad, coverage of your next live event, a commercial for your company, or an entire video marketing campaign, we have the experience and expertise to bring your story to life. Visit us at snowmanfilms.net.
So yeah, I'm super proud to call Noah a friend. And even though I haven't seen him in like 10 years in person, I saw him right before we went live, and good job, Noah. You aged very, very well. Very well.
You think
Good,
he'll do a
good
flip
for you.
us?
Good for you. But being as we are in month number 3 of the Big Break contest, round 1, where contestants have 3 months to create their DIY videos, and as we are following our schedule of pre-production, production, and post-production, this is June 1st. So we are going to be talking with Noah about post-production. Noah,
Hi.
welcome. How are you, man?
Thank you. I'm doing good, man. I have
Yeah,
several things to comment on from that opening. First of all, you guys have way cooler drinks than me. I'm doing the basic white bitch ice fuck, because I'm trying to. I have a little belly. And I'm trying to lose it.
Wait, we have.
I also don't have a sponsor at all, so that
we should get you some of the kickstand though, because if you like those
oh,
ones,
I'm super down. I'm super down. I know.
they're way better.
I'm not happy about it.
Oh wait, no, I got it on loop. We don't want that.
The camera that, by the way, that the soundtrack from that backflip is what I just like to live my life with. And the camera that was shot on is right here.
Oh, you bought it from?
I did
Ken?
from not from Ken, but from another guy. I used that thing for like a solid 6-7 years. Yeah,
wow,
it was
dude,
great.
That's you ever get the I don't think he had the hard drive for it at the time. I think he was like still doing,
it's SD cards.
Yeah, I thought they were doing like an I swear he was talking about that they were coming up with an upgrade edition that you could plug in and put a solid state.
But man, that camera with the you can hit, so for slow motion you can end trigger it. You can hit it after the action happens for parkour filming, obviously, which I did a bunch.
So
is
it's
incredible.
Like in camera time remapping.
Yeah, you have 8 seconds afterwards. So they would land. I would count 1 second, hit record, and it would record the last 8 seconds. It was sick.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's right. I do remember that.
Yeah.
I do remember that. It's
really,
like
really cool
onboard memory that is constantly like writing to. That's right.
And yeah, I know people. If anybody's wanting to see a backflip, unfortunately, this desk, this office doesn't have a whole lot of room, and it takes me a whole lot more effort these days. But that music video, oh my god, like good, especially for. It seemed like they hired some. I mean, I don't know. That was pretty decent.
So last season, a couple of filmmakers, they came up to me and they're like, would it be cool if we offered our help? I'm like, well, as long as you're not getting paid for it, I don't care what you do,
I think that
by all means.
like one of the features of the first round is like video producers from around the area, like volunteer. But the whole point of this is
right.
Yeah, I thought of that idea too, but
right. But it shows resourcefulness,
Oh yeah, totally.
So like
they got some Blair Witch meets like MTV, old school MTV with like the glitched out TVs. Like that was great.
Hell yeah, man. So for the people out there that don't know you, Where are you from?
Who am I? What do I do?
What do you do?
Who are you?
Who are you, strange man in the box?
My name's Noah Mittman. As my title says, I'm the founder of Snowman Films, which Phil mentioned. And I totally forgot about
he
that.
called me Phil. He called me Phil. Oh,
Dude, I don't know EL. I know Phil.
Yeah, I know.
To be fair, when I met him, he was still Phil.
Yeah.
When did you change it? See, I haven't seen you in so many fucking years. Can I swear?
Also, to be fair, it's a hard name to figure out too.
What? The letters AL?
I know it is. It's easy, but like if
I'm just gonna call you E-Filth.
That works. In all fairness, it's funny because the problem for me was I met him at a house party as Phil.
Yeah.
But I also was drunk and don't remember names for the life of me. So like 2 parties later, he's at a house party. It's like, oh, this is AL. And I'm like questioning a lot of things about my life. I'm like, wait a minute. I don't remember his name, but I know that was not the name I was given 2 parties ago.
I would have remembered. It was weird.
I have recent history with the name change because about a year, 6 months to a year ago, my wife, who was Lexi for the longest time, wants to be called Shorty now because that was her dad's nickname, who's no longer with us. And I've had to like switch up what I call my wife, which is hard as hell, but I'm getting there.
Normally, you get in a lot of trouble if you say the wrong name around your wife, but
yeah, right.
I mean, I guess
she didn't take my name or hers.
Yeah, right.
My oldest daughter is transgender, so when she decided to come out as a girl, I had to start naming her Sasha.
Yeah.
So like
it's hard. I mean,
I think speaking of
about a year is what I think you get a little bit more comfortable with it.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I'm used to this now.
But speaking of happy first day of Pride Month.
Happy Pride.
Woo!
So
everything's gay now.
Yep. More so than usual.
But yeah, so
happy Pride.
Yeah, man. So what's new with you? Yeah, like I think
let's see. Well, what's new with you? From the last 10 years. Yeah, so let's see. I founded Snowman Films in 2012 and I've been running it ups and downs. COVID was a bitch slap and a half. I should have probably filed for bankruptcy, but I didn't. And here we are, and I'm starting to get busy again, and I do a lot of small business marketing. Actually, this is crazy. So I have a podcast. My second to most recent guest on the podcast, bringing back the music video, was Mike Nafee.
Lead singer of Your Own Medicine,
which was the behind the scenes video that I made.
No, Mike Nafee was the guitarist. Mike Kellogg was the singer.
Kellogg is still a homie. Yeah, he's awesome. Was what I was telling Mike was like, there were so many people because like I was like, that was what, 2011, 10 maybe.
For that video.
Yeah.
It was 12-13.
Okay, so I just gotten because my first like professional gig for Snowman was New Year's Eve 2012. So it was right after that. But like I met so many people on that production that I'm still friends with and that are still doing stuff in the film community that are like, you know, you did the who's who. Like it was what a crew we had.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, that was great.
Like shivers, dude.
I know. It was crazy because I just talked to Mike and then we were like, you remember when we met on this crazy music video? It was
oh yeah.
It turned out so good though. So good.
AC Orr on the show.
Yeah.
As well. Let's see. I don't know if you know Doug Baum, but he was on the show as well.
No, but like, man, there was whoever is wanting to win the big break, you're getting the full package when okay, so EL, yeah?
AL.
See, I don't even all right, AL.
I know.
AL.
Aren't you gonna win his friend, man?
He texts like recently and he's like, you want to be on the podcast? I'm like, hi, it's been years. Yes, let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was actually earlier today. So.
Exactly.
I always tell the story. I had to have a meeting with my boss on how to say AL's name before we had a meeting with AL.
That's good. That's good. That's a good thing.
Like I'm like, it's AL, like AL.
No.
He's like, right. Oh, L. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. I had to bring in special
number
help.
of times I have to correct new people's way. Like even people that just met him, they're like, they still get it wrong for like like
Yeah.
a good night.
It
I still
was-
think, honestly, there's times where I think I'm still saying it wrong, and I'm like, I know I'm not, but I think I am.
But a couple of weeks ago, we, we're going through the interviews now where we're interviewing all the bands. We're doing it basically every Sunday for the next month. And like 2 weeks ago, we had a band called Bullied by the Elderly that came
Great
on.
name.
And, so these 4 kids walk into the studio or like at the door of the studio, and
Everyone's a kid to him
I
at his
greet
age.
them.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And I'm like, hey, what's up, guys? And he's like, the lead singer is like, yeah, oh hi, I'm Al. And
Oh no.
I reach out my hand, shake his hand. I'm like, AL. He's like, Al. I'm like, AL.
Not
AL. Like, it
this
was
is,
just like back and
Who's
forth.
on
isn't
first?
fucking happening.
You're ALAF.
ALF. ALF. Alf.
Alf.
Elf.
It is
Elf.
done.
I mean,
His
your
name's
last
Alf
name
now.
does start with an F, so
No,
Alf
do that.
I don't have power.
could work.
Anyway.
Just dynamite content here, guys.
Oh yeah, great. So if you've got a weird name, you are not alone.
I like
No,
that.
I'm just saying you're in good hands with AO with if you win this thing. So I was blown away by that music video.
Well, I had an awesome crew, man. I had an
Yeah,
awesome-
that was a big group effort. That was
yeah.
that was super fun.
Oh yeah. So what are you focusing on with Snowman? Like,
Biggest, so the Denver market's kind of interesting because we don't have studios here. We don't have again, HGTV shoots a lot here. You got reality shows, you got local businesses, and you have car commercials, and that's pretty much what we have for work wise. So it's been cool. I mean, stuff with specifically Snowman, focusing a lot on website SEO right now to kind of bring in more stuff to me, so I'm not pitching as much. But no, I got a couple more interesting gigs like the brewery. So Mike Nafee works for Lariat Lodge Brewing, so we're doing a whole bunch of stuff for that. And then I got like a podcast that I shoot for a client, and medical office, some different stuff. So keeping the food on the table is the main
right.
the main thing.
Right. No, for sure. I remember with eFilth Productions, man, once winter came,
Yeah.
man, dude, if you're
No,
not
literally, so we just paid rent, and we're now once we pay the next month's rent, and it's going to be good this summer. It's going well. It's going to be saving up December, January, February in
Right.
The safe upstairs
right
to get through
yeah.
the long cold winter.
Right. You really gotta like make that summer money really
Oh man,
stretch.
yeah, and you got to not spend extra. Even when you have it in your
Right.
bank account, you're like, I don't actually have this money. This is for the winter.
Right, because come winter, I don't know if you could go an entire month with like
multiple. It's rough.
pennies, bringing in pennies.
Yeah. No, but honestly, I mean, on the subject of post-production, editing is what's really been bringing in a fair amount of cash, which is great. I just got footage today for a real estate drone edit. He shot, a couple shots. We're putting together like a 1-minute thing. Real estate's another good market for Colorado. And yeah, it's just, if it has to do with camera or with editing software, I'll take the job.
Yeah. So what's your if you're talking to a musician that's making their own music video and they already shot it, they got some tips, in the past about pre-production and then production, and now they have the footage. What's kind of like some of the first steps that you would advise them to take?
Yeah. So and we're assuming that they have to do everything. There's no paid stuff here. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So first of all, one of the harder truths about editing is that there are apps that are free for editing, but they all kind of suck. So where I would invest money in the project is in an editing program, whether it's and the easiest might be Adobe Premiere Rush. You can get it on your computer or your phone, and it's you're not going to get the glitches that we saw in that music video, but like it'll get you going.
Right, but even with those glitches, you can download
for sure,
like overlays, for instance, that have an alpha channel. And if you're listening to this and you're like, what the hell is an alpha channel? That's like the transparent. That's the transparency that you can get. So you can have some stuff, but still see through, through the top.
So if
layer.
alpha channel is off, it's just going to be what you see. If alpha channel is on, you'll have the glitch, but you'll be able to see through the glitch, which is what you want.
Right. There's other things that you can do even if you don't have an alpha channel. Is like if the background of the glitch is black, for instance, you can put your blending mode on screen. And that'll take care of that. So there are tricks there.
Or turn the transparency down a little bit. I know.
I understand.
So real easy. This because everybody understands transparency. So worst case, you have some sort of thing that doesn't quite blend. Turn the transparency down to like 75 or 50 on that top clip, opacity. And it would opacity. Yeah. Opacity is I think the actual the term for it, but that will get you a bit of what you're going for.
Right.
Yeah. So a couple of tips for like once you have your, you've chosen a program. Honestly, there's so many out there, like just choose one and run with it. But I will say, if you're willing to spend, anywhere from 10 to 20, 30 a month or just one time, you're going to have an easier time. That's what you're paying for. Less banging your head against the wall with the crappy free ones.
Right.
So I have like 6 tips for, beginner editors. First one is, rather than cutting out stuff, try and build. So when you have your footage, you're going through your footage, instead of just take everything from that clip and put it in the timeline and like cut out, just choose just the usable stuff. And choose the stuff that you like, that you are like, oh, that's cool. Like, don't settle for okay moments.
So don't take away, but rather start
correct.
with nothing and then add.
Don't take away, just build the stuff that you really like. Because that's, if this goes long, if it runs too long with your footage, you're going to have to cut out stuff. So why not start with the stuff that you're really happy with?
That makes sense.
Second one is, and this is a little bit more kind of internet videos, but also definitely for music videos. When you're hearing something, you should see it. So if there are lyrics talking about a certain thing and you have footage that coincides with that, put them together and it's going to communicate more. And there's a little bit of style there as well. You can kind of mix and match, but like, generally when you shoot something that coincides with a certain part of the song, let that go together with what the lyrics are saying.
Right.
Definitely that story building wise, it's going to help.
Yeah. And well, also, you see a lot of amateur videos where like the snare on the video doesn't hit where the snare in the
for
music
the love of God, make your snare hit on beat.
That's like one of the biggest
line up your
things
audio with your visual.
That's the biggest thing in the world.
Unless you're intentionally going for that whole Godzilla movie thing where you want everything to be off the entire time.
That's a perfect example of what I was saying with like, when you hear it, you should see it. So if there's a big snare hit, your snare hit shot should line up exactly with where that is, even if it's in slow-mo, because we had that for the Euro Medicine when we have a dope ass slow-mo shot with like sand or dirt flying up off the cymbal. But it started with the cymbal hit on that specific frame.
Right.
And I can say that is actually something easier to do, because like even when I make like every now and then I make like weird little clips to promote my business, I am not a video person, but I'm even on the little app I use. I'm like, okay, if I line this up here perfectly, like if you can make a TikTok, if you can lip sync to a TikTok, you can make this.
What makes a good lip sync?
The easy way to do that
on cue, right? On time.
Lip syncing,
and saying the word the right way. So like putting the same energy into the sound that's coming out of it.
Right.
100%. Yeah. Because people can tell when you're, if your veins aren't popping when you're doing the scream, like people know.
Yeah. And that's what one of our guests last month was saying was you can see the energy on video
Yeah.
just as well as the energy on stage. So like
Yeah.
you have to bring the energy.
Even if you got to fake it for a few minutes so you get yourself
Dude,
pumped up, run a
scream
lap,
it out.
do a flip, get yourself in the energy.
Even if you don't know how to.
Well, maybe
just commit.
Like do a somersault, like maybe like a tuck and roll or
Right.
chug a coffee. I don't know,
Or
whatever.
just like jump in the air super high like 5 times and get your energy up.
Right.
Yeah,
or in my case,
100%.
walk up a flight of steps. You'll be breathing just as heavy as if you did a lap around the block.
I know, yeah. We're all getting a little older here.
I know.
Hey there, fellow creatives. Conversations with Creators dives deep into the minds of successful filmmakers, artists, musicians, and all-around awesome people. We are looking for some kick-ass sponsors to help us keep this show on the road. If you want to reach a tribe of dedicated listeners who are just as passionate about creating as you are, then look no further. Our audience is full of people who appreciate a good laugh and are always on the lookout for new ways to fuel their creativity. So, let's team up and create some magic together. We'll work with you to make sure that your brand is showcased in the best light possible. And who knows, maybe we'll even become lifelong friends. Just imagine, years from now, we'll be reminiscing about the good old days when we first teamed up to take the world by storm. Send us an email at noah@snowmanfilms.net to say hey and get the ball rolling. Now back to the episode.
I can see you.
But thank you for the kind words on my face. You're doing the same, man.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's all the stress.
There's
Yeah.
this ego. It's all this.
When you get old, it's just telling each other you look good.
You know what this is?
I'm gonna
You know what this
what
is?
was that,
Having
Darren?
2 kids under 7. That's what that is.
Yeah.
It's telling each other you look good and ignoring the pain that's in your shoulder for the week that you can't understand where it came from. I sat up too fast. I can't turn my head left now.
Yeah.
So that was number 2. So like you should hear what you see, especially on obviously when stuff is lining up. The another kind of tip for helping editors with that, with like if you have your waveform, which is the visual representation of your audio on the audio track, and even if it's slow motion, you may not get the audio, but if it's regular speed, when you hit it, you'll see a spike in that audio. Line that spike up with the shot where it starts, and that's an easy way to kind of find it.
Right. Yep. And and with the video part, you just use your left and right keys on your keyboard and just go frame by frame until you see the connect. And you'll see sometimes you don't see the connect because of where the frame hit while you were shooting it. So
Right.
You'll see it right before it hits or right after it hits, but you won't see the hit. And at that point, 6 of one, half dozen of another.
There are a lot of programs though that you can zoom out or zoom into your waveform though, and it can actually help expand what you're looking at. So,
I think most of them you can do that.
Right. Like I use virtual DJ a lot when I do karaoke and stuff like that, but I still mix music when I'm doing karaoke nights, and I can if I can't see it, I'll zoom out, and it usually makes it really obvious. So
no, it's the zoom tool is huge.
With your programs, guys.
Right.
Just save.
I think the left and right arrow keys and the zoom in and zoom out is probably where my hand is hovering. If you looked at my keyboard, that would be where most of the fading of the keys are.
Right. Yeah.
Especially for music videos, man. Especially for music videos, because the timing is so important on that when you're left and right key on the computer, or just dragging ever so slightly on your phone. That's what makes or breaks a good music video. Because as we saw in the one just now, like when the big moment happens, when the big comes, it cuts, and that if it's on the beat, it's going to play. If it's slightly off, you're going to notice.
Yeah. And that really applies, especially with having to remove part of what you film, because everyone, like we said, we're in editing, we're in post.
Correct.
So if you've got to edit a piece out, you've got to still make sure that hits.
Right.
So take your time.
Also with that, as far as timing goes, the lengths and amount of different cuts you have should be in line with the mood or part of the song. So like if you have this
100%.
part that's like, slower, those cuts will be longer, the clips will be longer and you wouldn't have as many. And then if there's a crescendo, it get quicker and quicker and shorter and you'd have more cuts, so.
No, totally. And a big thing, especially for music videos for amateurs that are going into like, how the hell do I do this video thing? When in doubt, cut on the beat and you'll be okay.
Right. That's true. That's
like you can get into the artsy stuff when you're a little bit more experienced with telling some more story, but like when in doubt, cut to the beat.
Dare I say a whole music video, it should be based off the beat.
Oh, yeah.
If anything,
100%.
your transitions, everything is based off the when I make videos, the only way I can make a video is with music, because it's how it's what makes my brain fucking creatively think, do this here, and it works flawlessly. But
by the way, it goes to more than just music videos. I am in the church of cut to the beat on most of my projects.
Dude, that's like it. If you're not following the music in your production, then you're just dancing off beat, and that just looks horrible. You know what I mean? Now, there's people who could do it and pull it off, and that's what 3/4 jazz is. But it's like, you know what I mean? So it's like that's what you could do, but I don't know if these people are making their first video. Just fucking follow the beat, kids. Okay?
Well, and I think the best example of like this at its ultimate superpower is Baby Driver, which won the Academy Award for Best Editing.
He's the best guest we've had yet. And I say that to everyone. I say that to fucking everyone, but you are, sir. I'm out.
No, because like they everything from cutting to the gunshots to the camera moves, like everything is choreographed to the beat in that movie, and it's a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah. Have you? Oh man, what is the name of that movie? I will get back to you. They shot it in Denver a long time ago, like 2008,
movie?
2009. Yeah, it was a movie, weird movie. They had this like dreaming chasing.
The Frame.
Huh?
The Frame?
No.
Inception?
No.
Was it by?
Indie.
Oh my
It was
god! Hold
totally
on.
Indie.
Oh my god!
Yeah. No.
This is a good new segment.
Ink.
Oh, I remember that.
Wow.
Okay, so for Ink,
I know the people that worked
section,
on
you know
that.
what I'm talking about,
Mhm.
where they're on the street and they have the music box, and that whole like 3-minute section from
Yeah.
windshield wipers to people walking and dropping things and like
I believe,
everything is
and
to
it'll
the
kill me
beat,
if I
and
get this name wrong because I know him, but I haven't talked to him in so many years. I believe it's Jamin Winans is the director on that.
I
And
believe so. I
my
worked
buddy
with the
Brian
DP.
Taylor. Yeah, who's the DP?
I forgot his name, but I worked with him once. I'm sorry, dude.
You see how personal this industry is. We're like, I worked with somebody, but my buddy Brian Taylor, who I've known as long as I've been in Denver, was the Ink stunt double.
Okay,
he was the guy doing all the stuff.
that's cool, man.
Yeah, super. But
That's
he
cool.
also, I believe, stunt choreographed it and like fight choreographed it. So yeah, I actually did some stunt work on The Frame, which was Jamin's next movie.
Right
so yeah,
on.
the bat. If you don't know the Ink and The Frame, go check those out.
Definitely
Oh my
check out
god,
Ink.
that's a fresh breath of air for movies.
So I forgot my my mic, and
I gave him mobility to
Ben
use
Ben
mine.
brought his, which is really great because I need to grab another one so I can.
There you
walk
go.
away. But while I do that,
I have another
first-
one right here.
Oh, nice.
He's like, I got plan B right here.
Nice. You got crap there. Awesome.
Dude, I'm literally searching for a alcohol sponsor for my podcast because I'm like, I want to drink some fun stuff.
Well,
if
I'll
I'm
tell you
committing
what,
to this weekly.
If these guys make it over to Colorado, I'll definitely throw your name.
100%, please.
Well, let's reel it back in. You know, we've got, we got number one, don't cut, build. Right?
Ooh, that's fancy.
Yeah, then
got
we
the
got
titles
if you
on
hear
screen.
it, you should see it.
No, yeah,
Right? And your third tip, look at your waveform.
the spike.
Spike, right? Look for the spike.
100%. That is gonna save you so much headache on your left. You're not gonna get carpal tunnel on these fingers with going left and right if you can look at the waveform.
Can I ask you, do you do any production on your phone at all?
Actually, yes.
Is there an app you use, and is it InShot? Because that's exactly what I use, and it's
So
great.
I
I've been trying to sell it.
not for filming.
Not to so
I
this is
just
editing.
yeah, just for editing. So
Yeah.
a lot of times, especially with TikTok now,
Yeah.
they, you know, there's certain like trends that like I could bring, you know, for the more like I actually, speaking of Baby Driver, there's this whole like Wes Anderson trend going around of like shoot your day like Wes Anderson. I was like, how about I shoot my day like Edgar Wright? with the smash zooms and oh my, it was the best.
I love that. Yeah.
I put so much, I spent like literally like 8 hours on that fucking TikTok. It was ridiculous.
Dude, that's how I am.
But it was so fulfilling.
That's why I can't do TikTok. But all right, I'm getting out of here. I just wanted to
But no,
I
so
can't
like
do TikTok because I'm
InShot.
40.
Yeah, I know, me neither.
I just
I'm
never got
using
into
it,
it, and
sir.
now I'm like, I just
I am
can't.
30 and I can. So, sir, you are way
I
off.
am
Don't
40
worry.
and I TikTok. So
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gone.
It's fun, man. Well, here's my thing with TikTok. It's like this, it's this open, like you can do whatever the fuck you want, and quality kind of matters, but also like my most viral videos have just been random shit. Like,
It's more content than production value, right?
oh, 100%. Yeah. But
Right.
like for that, like if there's just something simple that's like maybe like 2 shots, I just have to line up the audio. I'll do that in Premiere Rush. Or the other one that I know is really popular now is CapCut, which also has the best auto captions I've ever seen. It'll do it in seconds and it's 99% perfect.
Damn.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, that's when I'll do it on my phone. Is if it's just a small project, I don't want to open up everything. I just want to do it on my phone, knock it out in like 20 minutes.
so what's your fourth tip?
Fourth tip. Yes. Let me go back to my notes.
just a tip.
Just a tip. So fourth tip is when you make a cut, it means look over here. So exactly what, you know, when you have the big breakdown, the big moment, that should be, if not right before it or right on it, the cut.
Yes.
David Fincher, I have quoted here saying, every time you use a close-up, you're telling the audience that like, hey, this is important.
Right.
Like focus.
That's some when you're doing a live production, like you're performing live in front of people, they can look wherever they want. So
Right.
you use your solos to draw your attention. And then the beauty of a film is you control what they see. Like that's the big difference for me. I'm a theater people. So the difference between theater and what you're doing is like we have to make them look at us.
Right. Well, in theater, you would also use light.
Light helps. Yep.
You know,
you're lighting
here's a spotlight over here. Everything else goes
But
dim.
they've already used the spotlight. So now the idea is hone in your view even more by cutting it.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing that goes along with that is use, even say you're shooting on, you know, we're going basic here, right? Say you're shooting on a camera. A phone. Say you're shooting, like my phone has the 3 lenses. Like 100% use all 3. Don't be afraid of that close up. But I would also say like you can choose to shoot the close up in like 0.5 like fisheye, or you can pop in on the 2 and get that, like, just, you know, changing your focal length will help it be more watchable.
You can also, don't be afraid to have grainy footage. Like if you have grainy footage and you have nothing to do about it, think of something creative to do with grainy footage. There's thousands of
maybe put a light on.
All propaganda starts with grainy footage. Just make propaganda. You know, it's like you can do things with that
fade
footage
into a focus shot from a grainy shot.
Yeah, exactly. You may
Something
put it on
like,
TV.
Put
like
some,
you can
put some
especially in
Twitch,
rock,
you know, kind of
metal,
like digital
staticky,
effects on it.
Dude, that's
It's
all my
okay.
videos. All my videos are just transition effects that make you not notice the thing that's supposed to be happening.
Transition.
By the way,
it's a
like
transition.
half of filmmaking is covering up mistakes.
Exactly, and that's why I love
Only half?
that's why I love video production, because I do what you do. You have to build on like the small things I would have, rather than I have a bunch and I'm actually worse having a bunch and editing down. I stink at that.
No.
Suck at it.
No, but
Well,
I mean,
so usually
make cuts meaningful and don't be afraid to use, again, so focal length basically means if you're wider shot, or if you're, you know, with one shot you could have the whole band, or you could have a close up on a hand, and use both of those. Use all
shot variety.
Mm-hmm.
You want shot
because that's what
variety,
makes it
yeah.
watchable. Again, those are really simple things to help make it more cinematic.
Which is
Because then you have so much more options to use in editing.
Yeah.
Shoot for the edit is a huge thing.
And I think for a lot of first-time users with the apps and whatever programs, don't be afraid to mess around with the program's different features and see what you can do. Like, just play with it. Like, get on there with some piece of film you're not going to use for anything. Play with the app and like see what different things do, and be like, oh wait, because like honestly, like I have stuff that I'm just discovering on programs I've used for years. I'm like, I never bothered playing around with it, and I'm like, oh shit, this. I could do this. I just made my job 10 times easier with this.
Would have
button.
saved me so much time.
I did. I literally, I play.
I have such a heart. So when I find something like that like, oh my God, this just shaved off half of my time.
So mad at
I'm
yourself.
half like, oh my God, this is amazing. And half like, what the fuck have I been doing with my life?
Yes. Yeah.
God damn it.
I felt that.
It took me a while. So like when I like first started mixing music, I'm like manually playing a song. I'm like, okay, in my head, I'm like, what song would go with this? And then I discovered this little thing where you drag and drop the song onto it, and it's like, these songs go with this, and it's like.
Almost any song goes with almost anything, though. I found it's like,
but like this was like specifically like, so I could literally use this thing. I could drop a song on it, and I could hit auto mix 13-second fade out, and it'll do it on its own just by dropping the next song in the list. And I got so mad because I'm talking. I've been running LB Entertainment for 4 years now.
Yeah.
With like and this was like year 3 when I learned this, and I was like, are you kidding me? Like I was so mad at myself.
Well, Premiere Pro has that too now, where you can like select the audio track. And then you select what type of audio it is, whether it's music, dialogue, ambience, and if it's music, you say, I want to cut this down to 15 seconds. And then you make some adjustments and do.
That's some AI shit right there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you the biggest new tool that came out that I was so happy for, but literally was swearing for the first 5 minutes that I saw it and it's standard on all editing programs now, is the synchronize button.
Oh yeah. It's like,
I used to be able to synchronize on vowels, but you had to do it manually because it didn't exist. And then they came out with the synchronize, and now I literally can, like, a whole podcast or whatever, one button, 10 seconds later it's synced. Like that used to take me so long, which is why part of why the slate exists, which you don't really need anymore, other than
I
knowing where footage is.
Yeah, I use the shit.
But it's more about like but it's still for editors with, shot 3A and scene 2.
Right, but like also if you get good at it, dude, without using that stuff, I'm able to take 2 sentences, find somewhere where it's like it's an S, right? Cut it on this S, cut it on this S, squeeze them together, and now it's a whole brand new sentence. And I do.
Well, and listen, you still need it sometimes because software likes to be glitchy and weird. It won't work.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shit. So then you still have to go to the manual. No,
or there's
I love the S and they say A and you like go that right there. You're like, get it. Yeah. So markers. Anyway, so we're going deep dive on this. But yeah, so actually that's funny because that was so we're gonna go back to tip 5, but tip 6 was the trust your instincts, and there's no universal rules for this. So play around with stuff. Like just play. This is all about, like, the art form is in having fun and seeing what you can do. So if you find something you like and you want to take it to the max, like that's welcome to being an artist. Welcome to creating. Like we take chances. We have fun. Like if something works and it gets you hyped, that's what I do for my job. That's, when something works really well, I'm like, oh, that's fucking great. And like that's why I love it.
We got about 7 minutes left of the podcast, so we've got to get through.
I wish I had a drum roll, but I don't. So,
oh yeah, my last tip.
I got to get your last tip in, and then we got to
that's what she said.
It's real easy.
Give us the last tip, Noah.
Man,
and
2 drinks in.
And you can plug your.
I know, man. Look for the eyes. Especially especially in edits too. If there's singing, if there's whatever the drum, if you can make. I'll say this for singers specifically, because I'm also kind of talking about other content, but for this specifically, singers, that camera lens is your path to your audience. You fucking put a show on for that lens, right? Look it right in the eye.
Make love to the camera.
Love. Look for the eyes. That is the window to the soul, and that will make you connect with who you want to connect with.
Well, yeah. So we've got
Look into my eyes.
don't cut, build. We've got if you hear it, you should see it. Look at your waveform. Check the spike. Cut for attention.
Mm-hmm.
Look into my eyes.
Perfect emoji.
You will see.
And trust your instinct. There are no rules. These are great, man. These are
thanks,
great. Man. You know, one additional thing that I would add is even like before you put any footage into the editing program is media management.
Oh my
God, put different shot types or different locations in different folders. Name your clips.
Don't just dump it all into one thing. You will be
right.
Shot one, shot two, shot
we've all done too many years of that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I have 3 media managed, or the 3 folders that I do is assets, which is your footage, projects, which is where you store your project file, so you know specifically where that project file is, because if your project file goes down, everything goes down. And then exports.
You got exports. I got another scratch disk that I put on a different drive altogether. But yeah,
but that's just a basic thing to start. Put your stuff in there, and you'll be able to find it a lot easier.
And before we let you plug your things, I do want to send out a reminder, like to the bands that are competing there, that are in post production right now, guys. Upload your rough drafts to the Big Break contest. That way there's something there. Even if you don't finish by the end of the month, we will take what you have. You can upload as many versions of your video as you need. So upload every time you make a change, every time you create something new, every time you cut a new scene, upload it. So we have it on file. That way, if the grits hit the fan, you're not worried about losing your whole video, and you at least have something to submit and get entered. Because don't forget, this is vote-based. So people like what they see.
Great tip.
Rough. It's there.
We had 2 seasons ago, we had a band that was almost done editing their video, and just a day or 2 before it was due, their computer crashed. They lost all the footage, and had they uploaded it in sections, as you know, as they got to edit 2, edit 3.
I felt that in my tenders.
That
hurts a lot. I felt that in my tenders. That hurts a lot.
Oh yeah. But
cold sweat. Of your tenders, what would you like to plug about yourself?
Yeah, dude. Plug away, man.
How do we find you?
Going balls first. Yeah.
Tell us about your tenders.
My tenders. So you can find, so I have we got EL.
AL.
I fucked up twice.
Yo, Phil.
AL.
Yeah, so you can check out all my stuff at snowmanfilms.net. I am at Snowman Films on all the socials. If you I pretty much release everything on everything. And then a lot of what I'm releasing content wise is clips from my podcast, which is called Conversations with Creators. And I definitely need to have this gang on there because basically we just do this, but it's, it ranges so much. Like, again, so last 2 episodes were Mike Navy, who's like brewery operations and marketing. And then the last episode was a Lucha Libre and Laughs, a stand-up comedy and wrestling show promoter. So like, it's just creators of all kinds. We talk about, the what, how, where, when stuff, and also how they make their money, how they make a living and a life. Like, this is, trying to make a profession out of it and keep the lights on and really make a living with what you love doing. So that's been super fun, and business is picking up. Hit me up for any of your video or editing needs. If it has to do with creation, I am down to hear and chat about anything.
Hell yeah, dude.
The man himself.
Hell yeah. So, stick around after this video if you want to, chat some more.
Happy Pride!
Yay!
My flag is up in the front.
I knew there was going to be a nipple shot in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Now
I got the tattoo of my company.
Are we all
on
doing it? Hold on.
Robin, get in here.
And man. Here's where we get canceled.
We have fun here, guys. We have fun.
we have fun.
Don't worry,
Now
folks.
that we've been canceled by everyone.
Yeah, go ahead and cancel us. Go ahead.
So yeah, thank you, Noah. I appreciate you coming on.
Oh
here.
man, thank you for having me on. This has been a blast.
That was fun, man. That was really fun.